Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Three Hammers. It's Luke here. Didn't plan to do a video today, but obviously the news yesterday that Zouma has now been confirmed as injured. You know, I need to add to my preview that I did yesterday for the Lyon game. It's really unfortunate. The picture did leak of him in the shoe cast with a guy with a signed shirt yesterday, and then West Ham released a statement yesterday saying unfortunately he will not make the Lyon game and he will stay in London doing some work. How long he'll be out for, who knows now, but he will miss some crucial games. And you know, the most important game of the season is tomorrow night against Lyon, which unfortunately now we will have to patch the defence up with some people. Obviously Cresswell is out and Zouma are out, so it does make the game a lot more difficult than it should have been, and it's a shame. And it's back to that thing of, you know, being able to change the team around and, you know, have a strong enough squad to compete in both competitions. Now we're probably going to have to put Diop in now, a guy who was awful in my opinion at the weekend. He really was. Not something I was impressed with personally myself. He's very reactive rather than can spot danger. You know, and I'm comparing him to someone who's world class in Declan Rice. Declan Rice sees the danger, he spots it, he reacts to it. A bit like, again, someone like Bobby Moore, he didn't need his pace because he was always in the right position. He always knew where the danger was. Diop hasn't got that. Diop has games where he's absolutely fantastic, and you know, there were times where, you know, Jose Mourinho was saying that, you know, this guy's a monster. How did we miss him when we first signed him? And he played against Manchester United and games against Tottenham that season. We need that Diop tomorrow night. You know, I don't know what's happened to him. I really don't. I don't know whether his confidence has been completely knocked over the years. You know, playing with Balbuena and people like that. I don't know. He's just he strikes me with fear when he plays. He really does. There has been arguments about, I know I see a few things on Twitter saying that maybe Alessi could be brought in. Huge game for him to be brought in though. But again, it is back to that argument I was saying, you know, the other day about what needs to change next season. When are you going to give these players a chance anyway? For me, I think Diop will be the one that plays. Alessi, he probably couldn't do any worse. And I thought he was really good in the Zagreb game that we lost 1-0. But that was only a worldie, you know. It was an incredible goal. Apart from that, I thought the young boys did really well in that game. Maybe Lyon's a bit, not just a bit, but quite a huge step up for a young kid to come into it. You know, God forbid that he would make a mistake in that game. You know, that could be totally detrimental for the rest of his career, and that's not something, you know, you want to put on a young pup's shoulders. You know, a young pup needs to come in when, you know, there's not much pressure on him, and can be fed in properly. Craig Dawson's going to have a massive game tomorrow, and he has been, you know, so reliable and so good in recent games. So, you know, body on the line, Ginger Collins-esque, you know, real old school defender. He looks better when he plays with Zouma as he does when he plays with Ogbonna. I think when you put Diop and Dawson together, that's when you get a bit of a calamity go on. I wouldn't be surprised if David Moyes goes a little bit more sure with it, and by that I'm talking he potentially could go Soufal, Dawson, Diop with Johnson at left back. Johnson at left wing back and maybe Fredericks at right wing back, depending on the injuries. I really don't want to see Masuaku in the team, but I would understand if he does go to that 5 at the back, because players like Diop and that need protection. They do. He's not good enough, and Johnson being there on that left hand side to protect him could hopefully give us a bit more beneficial. It's going to be tough tomorrow. It's going to be even more tougher now with this situation. Let's just hope no more other little injuries occur between now and tomorrow evening. That's the last thing we need. You know, it's already going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. We've still got we've still got the front line. We've still got Fornals, Lanzini to come back in, which is something different. Obviously Bowen as well. Need Antonio to be firing at all cylinders tomorrow. We need him back. We need him to pluck a performance out of somewhere. You know, at some point, there's a classic line, because I play a lot of snooker, and I always say to myself, I can play so bad that you end up playing good again. There's only so bad you can get before you start playing good again. And hopefully, you know, that is the worst he can play against Brentford. And we start seeing an upturn in his performance. He needs a goal early for him, a goal, in the first half for him could really spark a performance off. But I can't see it coming from anywhere. It just doesn't seem that he's got anything left in his legs at the moment. He really doesn't. Big performances from Rice and Soucek. Just on Rice as well, there's also, I see a few arguments on Twitter about, is there a case to put Rice back in the centre of defence with and Dawson, have Rice and Dawson as the centre backs? There's potential there. I think it would be a lot stronger than Dawson and Diop, but then you lose so much in that midfield with Rice. And their midfield is good. If we don't know 100%, but the rumours are that Aouar and Ndombele are out for this game, which, fingers crossed, is the truth. Rice could have a chance to really put a mark on the game in midfield if those two are not there. Obviously, they've still got Paquette, who's probably their best player, but we need him in midfield. Who would go in there as well? Would you play Lanzini in that deeper role? He's proved he can play there. I think Fornals would even do a job in there defensively, but it's that presence, and we haven't got many people that can carry the ball. Lanzini and him are the only ones that can pick the ball up and run with it, and we need him in midfield. If he's playing at centre back, it restricts him too much. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Would you rather have Rice playing the defence and over Diop? It's a tough one. There is a big argument for it, but you do lose so much in midfield. As I said yesterday, if Zouma was in the team, I'd be saying, okay, West Ham got a big chance to go and win this. With Diop in the team, I'm going to get behind him. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and go, oh God, we've definitely lost now, because he can pull a performance out of the bag, and we have seen it before. We've seen it Leicester game, was it last year or earlier this year, where he was immense. He needs that level of performance. It's going to be a lot tougher though. It's going to be a lot tougher. I think this could be a draw, and I'm sticking with I think we might lose it in extra time. I think just might not have enough. But again, it depends on their lineup as well. If their lineup doesn't have Ndombele, it definitely will not have their first choice goalkeeper. And if it doesn't have Aguiar, so it could be two. It might be their goalkeeper and Ndombele, or their goalkeeper and Aguiar. It could be all three, and then they're definitely down to some bare bones as well. Wait till the lineups come out, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for all the comments that have been coming in recently. Let's hope we do something tomorrow really, really special and put ourselves in that next round. We've seen teams do it, and we can go and do it. And apparently there's something that I did read it. I think yesterday I said on here that they've gone 9 games before undefeated in Europe competition. I think they've done it twice, or maybe 3 times. I think I read. They've never done it 10 times. If they beat West Ham, it's 10 times. So can we keep that going? Don't let them break the record against us. And hopefully that is a good omen for us, that we can go and do that to them tomorrow. But again, listen, we haven't won in 5 away games, so we've got to change it. We have got to change it. Right, I've rambled on for too long. Sorry to give you the bad news about Zouma today, guys. I know most of you would have read it anyway, but I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. Anyway, guys, I'll be back probably tomorrow with a little live show. I'm filming a bit, hopefully filming a special preview for Burnley game. Until then, guys, come on you irons, keep believing. Let's go.